What's up, folks? How y'all doing? Okay. In light of recent events going on with concerning this Rebel video I just saw a few hours ago, your fourth protest in the last few weeks, counter protesters that are against Islamists praying in front or around the Notre Dame Basilica. Oh, I have a lot of things to say about this. This is where we're at with these guys. 4 times now. Now, it's very clear that this is an act, a political act. This is beyond just, we're simply wanting to pray in front of a very well-known cathedral with historical roots and a tourist attraction. This is not the first. I've been in there. I've gone to that area. I know where it is, okay? Quebec is full of fucking history. And we're in history right now. The idea that history was past is fucking bullshit. However, doesn't anybody find it a little bit odd how this is the 4th protest and nothing is getting solved? I thought we had, sorry to memory hold you guys as I say this, I thought we had this thing called laws. I thought we had this thing called the rule of law. You know, that fucking thing that keeps society going. You do certain things, you're gonna get arrested. Or you just might get a fine, a little slap on the wrist, a little something, just to kind of discourage you or really outright stop you from doing the thing that is considered illegal. You know, this thing called blockades, doing things that are disturbing the peace, disorderly conduct, blocking people, blocking the roads. I thought we had those laws. Am I wrong? Or did I wake up from a coma? Did I wake up from a deep slumber that all of a sudden I managed to find myself in this very odd timeline? Chat, help me out here. Because I thought we had that. Did I get MK Ultra into believing such a thing called laws? That fucking bullshit. You know, the same laws, once upon a time, that if you wanted to protest, you actually had to show your face. But during the pandemic, well, I mean, guys, we've had so over the years, this time it's different. Prior to 2020, the flu was a lot more lethal. If you're asymptomatic, you can still kill grandma. Now, all of a sudden, that shit has been fucking permitted. Okay, so let's scrap those old laws and be in favor of these new ones, right? Also, I have another question. Why aren't these guys arrested? The ones that are technically doing the illegal thing, why aren't you guys arresting them? Oh, I know why. Because, you know what it is? It's not the first time that Quebec, and at least here in the fucking province, whenever you're going to hear something from the lamestream media when it comes to fuzzy muzzies, it's always going to be the optics or, these are a bunch of fucking racists. God forbid the SPVM, who are corrupt as fuck, by the way, and they're tyrants, will arrest these people for doing something illegal. But you see Alexa Lavoie, who's just minding her business, not intimidating, not starting shit, not escalating, suddenly being the one to be escorted out. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But keep saying we have free speech in Quebec. Keep saying that we have that shit here in Montreal because we're so diverse here. I mean, we have been diverse for quite some time, but we're getting mixed in a situation of different cocktails that don't actually go well together. You guys can keep saying, we could all coexist. Bruv, I've been coexisting with a bunch of fucking idiots that want me dead for a long time, and yet I'm still here, and yet, you know those Operation Raise the Colors? I would love to do this act of defiance where it's not the Quebec flag that you're going to be flying. It's not the Canadian flag. Sorry, I think there's a wasp around me. I don't do well with wasps. So excuse me if I freak out a little bit. I wouldn't want to put that shit there. As a matter of fact, I think it is fair to burn said flags up, and opt out for something more beautiful. Something a lot more, yeah, basically that, more beautiful. How about a Gadsden flag? Yeah, that would actually be very fucking sexy, as a matter of fact. One day that would be nice to see the Gadsden flag waving at the National Assembly, at Parliament Hill. Oh, wouldn't that be just fucking beautiful? Or an American flag, actually. An American flag would also, both of them would be fucking sexy. Anyways, so we all know that these are not just fuzzy muzzies. These are crisis actors. These are paid individuals. These are people that are out here after 4 times making a very politically obvious statement. And I'm not necessarily a fan, though. I'm not a fan, but of course, it's like what the BF said, and I do agree with him. If you were to start doing these kinds of acts, praying or protesting or whatever the fucking case is in front of a mosque, if Christians did that, ooh, you're gonna get called far right. Oh, y'all, listen, you become so predictable, it's not even funny anymore. It's actually gotten way pathetic, very predictable, very programmed. It's the same song and dance. Like, I get it. Hollyweird has not been creative. You guys can't get creative. You guys can't think of another way to go about it without it being that fucking obvious. And you're not even arresting these guys? Please. We all know these are not just regular fuzzy muzzies. It's a political act. But I also heard, I think, once again, a Rebel video. What is Quebec doing? What are they doing to alleviate the situation? Only took you guys about 2 fucking years, though. It's not as if that these guys weren't praying out in the fucking streets and we don't want to be conquered by Islamists. Well, you guys are being conquered by globalists, but you haven't done shit. You guys were okay with the pandemic. A lot of you didn't do shit. So what gives? What gives if it's just these guys? Oh, now you suddenly give a fuck. It's so funny. All of yous out there in Montreal that are very pissed off with the construction, all of this, that energy couldn't go towards something that was actually fucking valid. Not to say that the construction is an issue. Oh, it's the corruption behind it. A lot of yous don't do shit. You guys keep voting in corrupt individuals and you wonder why Montreal's in the fucking shitter. And individuals like me, who hate the fucking city, well, have to swallow our pride for the time being when it comes to money and jobs. Yeah, it's very fucking difficult. 5 infractions later, by the way, I'm a petty parking criminal, by the way. So yeah, I don't get a slap on the wrist, though. No, not for shit like that. No. But oddly enough, took you guys this fucking long to find a solution when it comes to this thing. And I think I heard on a Rebel video, oh yeah, if Quebec does go through with this, planning on banning public prayer. Oh, this is going to be hilarious. It might infringe upon people's religious rights. Now, y'all, you guys know me. You should know me at this point. If the name does not really put emphasis on where I lean politically, you haven't been paying attention, or you've just stumbled upon this channel. And if you have, subscribe down there if you find these types of topics interesting. So, it will. It's not that it won't. It will infringe upon people's religious rights. It will. It will. Name me a time when you want to talk about banning something, it will not impede on other people's rights. Because for some fucking reason, you've had a lot of time, Quebec, to arrest these guys, see if they're actually legit individuals in terms of Are these people paid actors? Are these people illegals? And if they are, why are they here? And why don't you deport these motherfuckers? I know, let's not give them Martha's Vineyard treatment. Who gives a fuck? Tirana is the Martha's Vineyard. Just send them all there. Send them all there and let them fucking deal with it. You guys voted in Yoko Ono anyways as a mayor, so what's another few Islamists out there? Out in Tirana. The Martha's Vineyard of Canada, you could say. The San Fran, the mini California. I mean, put in your fucking names, guys. Ontario is just the English version of Quebec. So, like, who really gives a fuck about them, really? Those guys are lost. But, yeah. Banning. Yeah, banning people. Banning. When did you ever hear that banning was actually quite successful? We're gonna ban booze. You know that thing called prohibition? Yeah, how well has that fucking worked out? People have still managed to circumvent all these things, and it will infringe upon your rights as a fucking Canadian. And I have something to say to the Muslim community. I understand since 9/11 it's been incredibly difficult for you guys to get some positive view when it comes to your religion, blah, blah, blah. You guys have to fucking speak up. You guys have to speak up quite a bit. Don't look at me. I'm not speaking on behalf of anybody. I'm only saying this because I'm a selfish bastard, because I'm not interested in Sharia law. I don't know if you guys have fucking noticed, but if you do not take up the mantle of if you're pro-liberty and you're not interested in anybody screwing you over, whether that's any religious or political stripe, hell, even secularism, I'll go as that far. Any person or group of people that want me to suppress my fucking liberties are automatically my enemy. You don't belong in Montreal. You don't belong in Quebec. You don't belong in the West fucking period. As a matter of fact, by that logic, that's pretty much a lot of Canadians, a lot of Quebecers, and a lot of Montrealers. And I'm still wondering, how the fuck am I still around? How the hell am I still living here? Coexist. You cannot coexist with people that are diametrically opposed to you. Muslims are the ones that have to fucking step up. You guys have to fucking step up. And individuals like myself who are very pro-liberty have stated our fucking piece. You guys decided to shun us out of society, and we're like, well, let's see what battles we're going to fucking fight. And I'm going to tell you right now that banning public prayer is not going to work. Because, number one, how are you going to define prayer? What is just you relaxing and mumbling to yourself? How are you going to define that? Why are we allowing the government to define what prayer is? Right? You guys are all out there saying, well, why do these people have to pray in public? You have private institutions for that. Correct. But the last time somebody did that, a lot of yous were bitching that they didn't have a permit to fucking be there. So no matter what, you're still bitching. Mind you, the whole Sean Feucht thing, I do think there is a bit of a grift going on. I cannot prove it, but something in me is saying all this amount of attention that he is getting, seems a little bit odd to me. Just a little odd. Because it can't be that every fucking place that this guy went to across Canada are just like, no, this guy's pro-Trump. Mind you, that could be a good portion of it. I have no proof. This is just me and my intuition. And just seeing the fucking narrative, because how am I supposed to trust a lot of yous out there in society? I mean, really. So banning public prayer. I mean, there's different degrees of it. But is it just for fuzzy muzzies, or is it across the board for everybody? Like, how are you going to define the subtlety of prayer versus something that's outright? Because this is not necessarily a religious issue. This is a political one. You guys are not offering solutions. So why does it have to be a full blanket ban? Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. I know. Oh yeah, on to my point originally concerning Sean Feucht. Well, you need a permit to be singing at a church. Well, I hope you guys gave these individuals permits to be praying in front of the cathedral. If we're going on the two-tier system, sorry, we're not doing that. We're all equal under the eyes of the law. Justice isn't blind, right? And justice for all. Metallica, I know. Yeah, still, we have to go about that. Doesn't make any sense. When you start to bring these people down to the same level as everybody else, oh, they start freaking out. You guys are very quick to go to government a little too easily. But you've had time. You've had more than enough time to try to solve this problem, if we have to call the government for assistance. And you already had laws on the books that discourage and would stop people from having to do these things. So why all of a sudden, 2 years later, the tensions are rising? Woo, spooky. That you have to do a flat-out ban amongst everybody. That doesn't make any fucking sense. That doesn't make sense whatsoever. You guys could still be individuals out in society and still have some ounce of order. But if you're going to have the fuzz that are only going to be like the Gestapo, clearly we have a problem. And mind you, if you guys are not going to arrest those motherfuckers, how's about, is citizens arrest able? Is that a thing? Because I'm just wondering. See, that's the thing. If the police aren't going to arrest these motherfuckers, citizens are not allowed to do it. Because you are not allowed to be infringing upon public order, disturbing the peace. Those things do exist, right? Or am I just the idiot that came out of a thought experiment? Because I don't. For me, at this point, if you guys are not really serious about your fucking society, then I'm just gonna say, well, I'll just go about the Coyote Creed. Nothing is real, everything is permitted. So I'm just gonna do whatever the fuck I want, and fuck you all. But still, regardless, fuck you all anyways. Because I don't see this working. It's not gonna work. So when does banning something work? Banning something that will obviously have negative consequences upon your private property. Yeah, as if that, we haven't seen that before. It's never happened once in our Quebec history that infringement of your rights have actually fucking happened. Oh no, never in our fucking history. Anyways, those are my thoughts on this whole fucking shit show going on here. Peace out.